Hey everyone, and welcome to Payton's Place. Here on Payton's Place, Payton, am going to tell you everything you need to know to be a successful student activist. On today's episode, I'm going to tell you the do's and don'ts when you're first starting out. Before we get started, I just want to ask everyone who's tuning in right now to subscribe. And right next to that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that little bell to turn on your post notifications so you never miss an episode. Y'all know I'm here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I want to ask everyone to like and comment and share the video as well. But I also have to thank y'all because we made it to 100 subscribers and we're at 128 to be exact. So I just want to thank you all who've been supporting me already so much. And if you're tuning in right now, make sure you hit subscribe. So first, I want to start with the do's. So the first do is to plan. I cannot stress this enough. You have to plan, stay on top of everything, and it'll help you. It'll make it less stressful, and it'll just keep you ahead of the game, because who likes feeling behind? Like, that's stressful, and you're gonna be stressed enough. So if you plan and stay on top of everything, it's going to help you so much. So the second thing you want to do is to listen. When you're in a leadership role like this, you have to be able to listen. You have to listen to the people you're representing, because you're, in a sense, the voice of the people. You have to listen to the people you're working with directly. You have to listen to administration. You just have to really be a good listener and like an active listener. This is something that's super important, and you don't want to miss something too. So you just have to really actively listen to everyone around you. And I don't want you to mix this up with like pleasing everyone, because that's not realistic at all. You're not going to be able to be a yes man and just please everyone who is involved in the movement. But you do have to listen to everybody, because as the voice of the people, the last thing that you really want is for someone to feel like they haven't been heard, or you're not hearing them out. Because a lot of times the reasons that these social movements or student organizations are happening is because we don't feel heard by the people who are leading our schools and our universities. So you want to set a better example than those who you're having problems with, if you're having issues with your school. So you just have to listen. It can be hard, but just listen to everyone and take it all in. Don't be there trying to please everybody. You will stress yourself out, but you have to be a good and an active listener. Okay, so the next thing that you have to do is to communicate. You have to communicate with the people you're working with, those who are part of your organization and your movement. You have to communicate with administration, letting them know when you want to meet, where you want to meet, what you want to talk about, what's the agenda. You have to also communicate with the student body as a whole, especially like I said before, that you're representing so many different people and your communication skills have to be on point. And I was a communications major, so that's something that I've done most of my life and for my time while I was in school. But that's not everyone's strong suit. Communication isn't everyone's strongest area, which is fair and it's natural. But if it's not, you have to have someone who's on your team that's solid in this area that you may not be the strongest in. You can use a lot of different social media platforms to communicate. For example, TikTok, huge. Use TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram posts, Instagram stories, doing the polls to see what people, how they're feeling, and like, how they feel about certain issues. Just like all social media, like this is the age of social media. Use it to your advantage. Use it to communicate and really build those connections with those that you're representing, administration, and the people who are in your camp working with you as well. The last do is you have to give yourself grace. And when I say this, I mean like you have to accept that everything is not going to go your way. You're going to have a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things that that you expect to happen that won't necessarily happen the way that you have planned. So you have to give yourself grace. Like, take those moments to really prioritize your mental health. You're a student first. Like, first and foremost, don't forget why you're on this university. You're there to go to school and be a student and get your degree. Okay, so all this extra stuff that you're doing is extra. Like, yes, it's necessary and you're obviously very passionate about it, but you have to remember your sole purpose for being there. And you can't lose sight of that amidst everything else that's going on. You have to balance it. And that's why the things I said before are also very important, because it allows you to balance everything that you're going to be dealing with, everything that's going to be thrown at you. But also, one of the reasons that you want to have people who are in your camp that are very supportive is because there's going to be moments where you fall short, or there's going to be moments where you feel like you just need a break. You've been doing this too long. It's been a long day into the night, all of that. And you just need to take a moment to pause. That's when the people who are also there with you should be stepping in. And when they feel that way too, when there's people in your camp that are like, you know what, I can't do this today, I need a break, then you got to step in too. Like, y'all in this together. Y'all have to build each other up and make sure that everyone is good, because you never know what someone is going through in their personal life, school, all of that. So you just have to be supportive of one another and give yourself grace. Okay, so now on to the don'ts. The first don't is don't bite the hand that feeds you. And when I say this, I mean, don't go into this thinking that you're at odds with administration. Yes, you may feel some type of way about the way they've been running things, or the way that they're doing things that pertain to like the movement that you're running. But just like they have to respect you, you have to respect them too. So when you're going into these meetings, or when you're emailing them or trying to talk to them, be respectful, be professional. This is a professional like organization and movement that you're trying to push. So you have to have professionalism. You have to be respectful, and you're working with administration. Like, you can't go in there trying to pop off and really just be talking and not listening. And these are the people who are making the decision at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter how passionate or how strong you go in there talking, you still have to work with them for all of y'all to push this common goal and this common agenda that y'all have of helping your college campus. So don't bite the hand that feeds you. You know, you got to play your cards right. The second don't is don't take on too much. So this kind of goes with giving yourself grace, but like, you know your limits, and you know what you can and can't do. You know what you can balance and what you can take on. And you're also a student, which is first priority, and having this social movement is like a whole nother job, and you probably got a job already. So this is a lot on your plate. So don't take on too much. Utilize the people who are there with you, supporting you through this. Delegate. Be a leader, but also, you know, be there supporting other people as well too, because everybody going through a lot. So don't take on too much. Know your limits. Okay, so the last don't is don't speak or give any comments to the media until you all have a consensus, like as a group. So don't make any comments unless you're all on the same page as a group, basically. And if you do this right and you follow the steps and the blueprint that I'm giving y'all, you will have people like New York Times, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, like everything. Everyone's gonna want to talk to you if you really play your cards right. But what you don't want to do is to have all these different narratives coming out. So you want to make sure that whenever you all move, y'all are moving as one. That's super important. That's why I say have 1 to 2 people who are really like your communication specialist people, because you don't want the news to put out one thing about you, but then y'all meant to say something else. And we all know how the news can, you know, flip the script on us. So just make sure that whenever you all are talking to the press, you have a spokesperson who y'all have, you know, all talked prior and know exactly what this person is going to say, or this person is trained with working with news and media. Because the last thing you want to do is to have your words all misconstrued and to just mess up everything. So whenever you're talking with the media, just make sure y'all are all on the same page. And that was basically all of the do's and don'ts that I have for today. I want to thank you for tuning in. Y'all know where to catch me here every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Make sure you tune in next week, where I'm going to basically tell you how to work with administration without losing that loyalty to your cause. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, And we'll see you here again next Wednesday at 11 a.m.